On November 25th, 1954, a New York newspaper heralded the arrival of 3 refugee families to the United States: a Russian family, a Ukrainian family, and a Greek family. These children, 9 children and 6 adults, were uprooted from their families by war. They had lived on their homelands since medieval times. The new regime told them that they could join the new collective, they could leave immediately with the clothes on their backs, or, if they were disruptive, they would be shot where they stood. Wisely, the families chose to walk to the nearest consulate. In a lucky twist of fate at the consulate, the families were invited to join a program that was aiding families fleeing from what was then called the Red Terror, or communism. The US State Department, the Tolstoy Foundation, and Macy's department store whisked these families out of the war-torn areas, across the Atlantic Ocean, and onto floats in the Thanksgiving Day parade in the US. For these families, immigration was a gift. I would like to talk a little bit about the gifts of immigration today, not about disputed borders or who's legal or illegal, but what gifts does immigration hold? One of the best gifts of immigration is when families come and join our community, bringing with them their progeny, hope for the future, their energy, music, culture, traditional medicines, and even great cuisine. We probably shared in some of that today at lunch. But there's even so much more than this. Immigrants correlate very strongly with prosperity. Of the top 28 countries in the world that have the highest gross domestic product, wealth, those countries too have the highest rates of immigration. And while it may seem, especially in some cities in the US, that we're being overwhelmed with immigrants, the current rate, roughly 13% of our population, is actually less than the rate that was during the late 19th and early 20th century. In 1920, in the cities of New York, Chicago, and San Francisco, over 40% of those cities had foreign-born populations. As early as 1650, New Yorkers spoke over 18 different languages, and that's not even including the Native American languages or the African languages. There are some who would have us believe that we're seeing a recent browning of America, but I would say the Americas have been brown for a long, long time. Let's look at immigration another way, in terms of a microcosm of this hall. According to the CIA department, or the department of the CIA, the Central Intelligence of the US, the current immigration annual rate is 3.62 people per 1,000 population. This auditorium holds about 500 people. So at that rate, next year we would have 2 new people joining us at TEDxBloomington. I think we can handle that. Right over there. And I think we can handle it as a nation. When I came out, did I seem like the embodiment of an immigrant story? You might have guessed through my accent or through this picture. That's my family. They were on the floats in 1954. That's my sister, the child. She was 10 years old at the time. Her name is Iphigenia, and her American name is Jeannie. Though the details of my family's story are atypical, the commitment and the leap of faith it takes for someone to go to another country, even under the best of circumstances, is very difficult. I would like to suggest that every family that comes to the US or individual seeking immigration is given a metaphorical Thanksgiving parade. And that in future conversations that you might overhear, and you will overhear them, about immigration, or that you might join in, that you also consider the gifts of immigration. Thank you.